Wow. There's a 21-second delay on Facebook. It just now came on live
Yep.
on Facebook as I speak. So we'll give a couple of minutes. And
So how do you know that? You have like more than one computer or phone?
I've got three monitors, but I only use two.
Oh, okay.
So I've got StreamYard over here, and then I've got Facebook over here, so I can see the chat. Well, I can see the chat in the StreamYard too. If you're on a computer, you get the chat over here. Hi, Janet Ramsey. Is that
Oh,
one of your
yeah,
friends?
she's coming with me in August.
See, I knew she had to be a friend of yours because I didn't recognize the
You're coming
name.
in August?
Yeah, I booked it today, August 30th. We're going to be there.
Wow.
What day of the week is that?
It's on a Friday. Why?
Whoa, like she figured that out. She figured out how to do that on a Friday.
What?
All the times you couldn't figure out how to do it on a Friday?
Wow, there was a Friday open this late in the year. Holy cow! Hi, Scott.
A Friday and Saturday. I was trying to get Saturday, and
Oh, in August? Yeah, maybe.
by the time I got to it, it was too late. It was gone. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know Scott Lewis, Carrie?
Yes.
Well, he's here. He's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Scott. Oh, I was thinking of a different name. No, I don't. Oh God.
Okay, well that's fine. He's here anyhow. There's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
I know Tina knows Cheryl.
See, I can't see who's coming on. How come I
Hello,
can't
everybody.
see on?
Yeah, the chat doesn't. I don't know. The chat doesn't work on cell phones for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know who's on.
Well, right now there's 9 in here, but they're not talking yet. They're just lurking in the background. But Cheryl's here.
And
And Janet's here, and Scott, and now there's some other people in here, but I don't see them yet because they're hiding. Any second now, I would say in the next 24 seconds, Kelly will be here. Kelly's
already here.
Kelly Atwell's here.
Yeah, she's watching.
Oh, you got the little pictures up there?
No, I have my chat running on my phone while I'm on my iPad.
Well, I've got it running on my computer while I'm on my iPad.
And Mike's here.
Who?
Mike Delavan.
There's Mike Delavan. There's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
How are you, Mike? There's Kelly. You were trying to use the loo. Are you in England?
Probably, yeah.
That's what we ought to do again sometime is have Carrie and Mike and Kelly and Cheryl and who else was there that night? Carrie, Mike, Kelly. Was Kim there?
Kelly's and Judy and I think Ace was there. I don't know. You have to ask Mike. I can't remember if Ace was there. No, I don't think it was. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You want to introduce yourself? Say whatever you want.
Well, I feel weird because I don't know. All I see is you guys.
You see me.
I know. How come I see you and not them?
Well, you won't see them. I can't see them either. I just see their names.
Okay, well, my name is Carrie Buchheimer, and I am a psychic medium, and I'm on like 5 different teams, and one of them that's on here with me, Janet Ramsey, is my phenomena team. Well, it's their team, and I'm on it. We're coming in August, and then Cheryl Niedermeyer and Mike Delavan are on here. They're in charge of, Mike's in charge of the Detroit Rock City team that I'm on. And I don't know who else is on, so. Anyway, and we have all been to the Dandy House.
I'm just doing something here behind everybody's back. So just
I met Carrie at the Dandy House.
Yep. And then I told him how you called me when that young man went missing.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
they ended up finding him alive. He
I
was
know.
in an abandoned house.
Wasn't another guy with him or something?
No, he was by
Oh,
himself.
oh,
Remember,
geez.
you said I still feel like he's alive, and he was alive.
I mean, but I was getting worried that, I was wrong and he wasn't because the days just kept rolling by.
I know. I remember that.
Felt that he was alive, yes, but then I thought, oh God, what if I'm wrong?
I'm Marcy. Hey Cheryl, while you're sitting out there watching, check your messenger.
Yeah, it was a crazy moment. But Carrie was the one that told me about what she felt about me the first time she touched my hand.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
I remember doing it. Yep. But honestly, I don't remember what I got because that's been too long. But I remember.
You felt I had a connection. I might have wrecked up there or something, or I might have passed up there, but you felt like I was part of that place. There was a
Oh,
connection with me with that place.
that's
And I was
right.
like, maybe, I don't know. You didn't want to scare me though, remember? You
Yeah.
said, I don't want to scare you. And I'm like, you ain't gonna scare me.
I have a Kindle. I'm going to see if I can't get. Well, I've only ever used it to read, but maybe I can use it for this, and then I can have a bigger screen.
I sent you a message too, Mike.
We're supposed to get a snowstorm, Paul.
No, we're not. Gonna get an inch at the very, very most. We'll probably just get a dusting.
I want enough that I don't have to go into work on Monday.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Only
I see you're getting a blizzard.
the higher it doesn't say anything about blizzard. It says 5 to 8 inches, but it's gonna be up in even
It's gonna be
higher.
like Ellicottville.
Yeah, even
Boston.
higher than them. Yeah, we won't get nothing. We never do. Ellicottville gets 6 inches. We get a dusting, or less than an inch or something like that.
Yeah. Shoot. We got green grass. Oh, here come my deer.
They took a snow day Friday over here, Kelly, in Portville, just to take up a snow day. Should have kept them in school. They already lost a year and a half.
Oh, I might have to go for a second because my friends are coming out to visit me.
The deer?
And I gotta go out and take care of my friends.
Oh, you got to feed them?
Yeah.
Tell them I said hi.
You're so beautiful.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you have friends?
Yeah. They're furry.
I wish I had friends.
Well, you can come visit my friends.
Okay, thank you. You're very sweet.
And here comes the
See,
cat.
I don't have friends, so the second I hear somebody says they have friends, I'm what?
Yeah, I saved 2 baby deer this past year because their mama got hit. And I saved a buck last year that got hit by a car. I made sure he survived through the winter. And
I
they just keep coming back now.
Oh,
Hold on, I got a phone call.
Hi, Sean and Pepper and Carrie. Cheryl said Carrie has helped me with my friend's transition and all that went on. She called just as stuff was happening.
Yes,
wow.
that was pretty crazy.
So there's some definite confirmation right there too, like we were talking about before we came on.
Yep, the validation of being a psychic medium. It is very hard to.
Well, sure.
You can't just. I don't believe it when someone tells me, and most of the time, at least in my opinion, a psychic medium can feel another one around.
I'll be right back.
But some are also very good at blocking things, so I can't say that's 100% in every case, but it's in enough cases that you can tell. So I think we know who each other really is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hope you're on. What does that even mean?
What?
Oh, it's just.
Oh, I was texting Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Let me turn off my notifications.
That should have been in Messenger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just turned off the dings for.
Oh,
Well, you know, it has a button here that says chat.
yeah. It's if you go to the it depends on how you. I have my phone in landscape, and if I push the center icon on the right, I got chat.
Oh, is that how it works?
Well, on my phone.
Probably on hers too. I never knew how to do it. Hi, Jonathan.
I'm
I
just so end up losing everybody and not get back in.
no,
Oh,
you'll always get in.
Oh
no.
no, ask Mike. Yeah, uh, and Janet and Cheryl. Well, they all know I have a hard time. I can't believe I got in the way I did. It was like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know.
I did it with
Um,
you guys the one time, and you came in a few years ago. You came. The whole group was here, and you got.
But
Well, you were the
don't know
second one in.
me either. Everyone was calling and trying to help me and sending me all these links, and it was really hard. But I did get in.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna get here too, Marcy. We won't get much more than that. An inch at the most. We never do. When they predict 8 inches, we always get an inch or a dusting.
Yeah, same here. Or we get a lot when they don't call for any.
oh yeah.
I see what you're saying, Link. I just read Jonathan's message.
Right. I see he's on YouTube. So now I got to go over there because YouTube messages don't come up in the Facebook side on my
No,
screen.
they come up on StreamYard though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see Jonathan's over on YouTube because we're on YouTube and Facebook, Carrie.
You're on what?
YouTube and Facebook, we're streaming, and I was gonna jump onto Instagram too, but I didn't because they're telling me I have some kind of weird thing that happened. I don't know what they're talking about. Everything that's on Instagram is my own stuff. Oh, look at that! Kelly got a new phone. So, what what do you think your biggest experience that you had out in the field, just doing regular investigations? What did you find most frightening anywhere?
Well, the worst for me was Trans Allegheny. It was it was very eye opening, even
Yeah,
for me. Even for me, it shook me up a lot. What I saw and what I picked up on and felt. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a while, and as much as I would like to go back, I'm actually afraid to go back there.
wow,
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
it was crazy. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain because, like I said, I can't remember all the details because it's been quite a while. But I have to say, at Hinsdale House, I saw that doppelganger, which really shocked me. That was when I went with. Oh crap! Someone's asking me how to get on here. Oh, if I answer them, will I lose you guys?
No, you
Probably
should.
not.
Just your picture, but you'll still be here.
Doppelganger.
Joe. Oh crap! Not letting me talk. I gotta type it.
Is it
Yeah.
is it Janet?
No, it's Carl. It's a friend of mine.
Well, he's probably a friend of mine too. I could send him the link.
I doubt it. He's this man that I met a while back. Shut up! Don't even say a word, you guys. I can
Last
hear
name
Mike in the background of Jenna going, "What guy? What guy?" He's a friend.
last
He's,
name start with a J.
No,
Because I don't want to give his name out. Well, I'll just say that the first Carl that came up with my friends list was a demonologist.
oh, Carl Johnson.
Yeah.
I know him. Yeah, and his brother. Uh, well, I kind of. Anyway, what was I talking about? The Hinsdale.
You
I
can you
went.
can you explain to people what a doppelganger is for the people that might not know?
Well, it looks like a person that you probably know, and you see them. And I mean, how else do you explain that? You see a person. Sometimes you can see that person, and they're like hundreds of miles away, or they're in the next room. So let
Or
me explain what I saw. I was putting stuff in my car, and I saw AJ putting stuff in the car he was riding in. He was bending over and putting stuff in and stood up, and I'm looking at him. And then this other guy walks out, and we're talking. Then I turned, and I'm like, wait, where did AJ go? Because he couldn't have got by me. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I said, AJ, he was putting stuff in the car. He goes, Carrie, he's asleep inside. He's upstairs. But I saw him. I saw him. It was freaky.
well,
Because
the same thing that I told you, but go ahead.
yeah, I mean, he was at Hinsdale, and I just thought I really thought it was him. I had no idea he was upstairs asleep. So
All right, Carl. Carl
So,
is in the chat right now. Is that who tried to ask you how to come in?
yeah, Carl.
Well, let me go look for him. I can't believe we're not friends.
so this isn't a person that's passed on.
No.
No, they're just another one of that person. Tina and
Wow.
I, she's mute right now, but Tina and I had the woman down the street from me just randomly call us, or she sent me a message, JOHN. She sent me a message about her daughter because she said her daughter had a doppelganger. And you know me, skeptic Paul. So I called her, and Tina and I talked to her on the phone. What am I doing?
Hold on.
Oh, I gotta plug my phone in.
Why am I searching? What a dope. Okay.
Sorry, I had to go get my cat.
Carl, I sent you a friend request, and I will. No, you know what? You don't even have to accept it, but I'll send you a message with the link.
Is he talking to you?
No, I'm talking to him. I'll send him the link for the chat so he can come on with you. But Tina and I talked to the woman. She lives right down the street, right on the corner, or by the tracks. And she said her daughter was a doppelganger. It really freaked her out. And I really didn't understand myself what a doppelganger. I mean, I didn't believe it, first of all, but oh well. So it was a while down the road after that. Probably a year, the next summer. Her daughter went by, and I said, hi. Tell your mom I said hi. She just looked over, didn't say nothing. And it turned out that her daughter was home because I got this weird feeling when I saw her. So I called her mom. I said, where's your daughter? She said, which one? I'm not going to give her name.
Yeah.
And she said, she's here. She's at home. So she walked around the house, didn't find her daughter, said, well, she was here. And then when she looked out the window, her daughter was in the backyard with her other daughter. She just walked by me when she told me that. So I guess she does have a doppelganger. And I just didn't believe that stuff.
Yeah, but was it a real person?
Sure was to me.
Oh, because I mean, AJ apparently, what I was seeing at the car wasn't anybody because AJ was in the house. And then when I turned, he was gone. I mean, I didn't see him. And he couldn't have got by me or my friend that was out there.
Well, she walked by and I waved to her and I got a weird feeling. So I went right in the house and called her mom. And it's a good normal walk, 4.5, 5 minutes down the street. And no, it's probably more than that. Maybe about 7 minutes. But she said she's home. She's here. She's in the backyard. I said she just walked by my house a minute ago because she answered immediately.
But you know, when I saw AJ, he didn't speak to me either.
She didn't speak to me. She didn't. She always does. She goes, hi. I mean, she was only just going on 16 at the time. And she's always bubbly and cheerful and very talkative. I see her at the store or something, talks away. Here's a question for you, Carrie. Do you think that the Dandy House is haunted? Is the land haunted or both? Could something have happened elsewhere, but the spirits chose, for whatever reason, to make themselves known at the Dandy House?
Well, I do believe both the house and the land obviously is haunted. It's very haunted. But whatever spirit chooses to go there, it seems like there has to be a reason for them to go there. They're not just going to show up there for no reason. If that's what you mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She feels the same way I do about it. That they're just not going to show up out of the clear blue skies.
Right. They're not. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you see them while you're there, maybe they're going there because you're there and they're wanting to connect with whoever the person is. What are you doing?
Well, Sophia's sitting next to me, but if I move, she disappears. Watch.
I wonder why you were doing that.
I'm trying to figure out why cameras are acting up.
Yeah, she was there and now she's back.
I guess she's a ghost today. But she doesn't believe in ghosts, so I guess I don't know.
Then do you have any feeling as to why they are going there?
No. Not really. No.
Just really new. I want to make sure it's
So
you.
what I'm going to say is, are you saying that if a person goes there and they're seeing somebody that nobody else has, it's probably because they're connected to the person that's there and then they leave with that person again?
And they leave with that person? Is that what you said?
Yes.
But chances are they're either going to go wherever it is they go to or they're going to follow the person they're connected to. It just depends on the spirit. I mean,
see, that's what I thought. If somebody's bringing something into that house, they're taking it home with them.
I don't think the spirit's going to stay there. No.
See,
they're going to go. Now, I think the ones that do stay there, they've been there for so long, they're pretty much not going to go anywhere.
Oh.
I think that if they could have been crossed over, they would have been crossed over a long time ago.
Do you think there could be? Whoa! Do you think there could be a spirit inside or outside? A portal inside or outside the house?
Definitely, there's more than one.
You think there's more than one?
In my opinion, yes.
Do you think there's one in the closet?
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm sleeping in the closet on the 21st.
Well,
maybe you'll fall in.
To go to?
Pardon me?
The closet that the voice in there told you to go to the closet?
Well, he wasn't in the closet. He was, as I stepped up, when I put my left foot into the master bedroom, he was right here and just said, come here.
Oh, I thought his voice was coming from the closet.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was right in my face. Like he was waiting for me.
Voice.
Pardon?
And we thought you were having a heart attack.
See, told you.
And you guys saw the video. Mike, where's the video?
You have to ask Mike that one.
I seen the light pass by before you went to step in, and that's what I had said. Did you see that light? Because we were watching the cameras and talking. Because he was hooking everything up.
I wonder if maybe it didn't get recorded, but you saw it because it was on the... See, even Cheryl said I turned...
We saw it later, too, when we were all at home.
Well, then somewhere there's a video.
It's probably, I don't know, what do they call it? Google something. But everything. I don't know. You have to ask Mike because again, everyone knows I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. Computers. And... Is he still on there? I mean, he might be answering if he's hearing us.
No, because I asked him if there was if he had a copy of it, and he said he would contact all the team members to see if maybe they had it. Mike and I were getting coffee when it happened in the kitchen, Cheryl said, and I think there was an audio. The audio was definitely there. I've got that on the Dandy House page because, or Kelly actually put it on the Dandy House page.
Kelly Delavan or Kelly Hamilton?
Delavan.
Well, there has to be a video because I saw.
No, there's a video, and when we watched the video, we heard the audio at the same time.
Okay.
So you guys all
was
saw
the video? I want to know if the video that you watched was the same video that I saw, which would have been a camera of some sort mounted over the top of the stove or on the stove.
I thought it was on like some kind of tip. Mike's on. Hey, Mike, can you answer this for them? You were doing all that camera stuff.
Yeah, we had the cameras set up, but they weren't recording. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have no video. We have the audio.
I thought we had the video.
No, we were setting up still.
Yeah, we were in the middle of setting everything up, and
Right.
we were just kind of milling around, and that's when Paul went upstairs.
That's why I said I seen the light in his video because he was setting it up at that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's why he caught the audio that says, "Did you guys just see that light?"
Yeah,
that makes sense. You saw it, but it wasn't recorded because I know you were still setting up.
Yeah.
I guess what I was thinking, because I mean, we all saw you coming down the stairs, so maybe in my mind it was recorded, but I was actually just you in the moment coming down the stairs, terrified.
Yeah.
Don't let him say he wasn't scared, because he was scared, wasn't he, Mike? He was scared.
Yes.
Well, I'm sleeping. I'm going to sleep in that closet on the 21st because we're going to be there the 19th, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Right?
Of what month?
And 24.
And
Of what month?
June.
June. Well,
with shovels.
good luck.
With shovels.
So Jonathan asks, I guess what I'm asking is has a spirit spoken to you as to why it is present? There's a question in the chat. Has the spirit spoken to you as to why it's there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cheryl said hi to Mike. I don't know if Mike, do you have chat on?
Yeah. Hey, Cheryl.
Feisty.
Yeah, you did. You did tell me not to provoke. I know.
Yeah, we were all just kind of settling in, kind of joking around. We thought, Paul, we thought you were kind of joking around when you come flying down.
Oh, God.
I sure that's the second scariest thing that's ever happened to me there.
Right. Because none of us heard it. You're the only one that heard it, as it happened. We obviously went back and heard it on all our recorders. But the
so you
look
didn't hear it with your voice. You didn't hear it with your ears, but you heard it on your recorders.
You're right.
Later on.
And then you were just white as a ghost. I mean, you're white as a sheet.
Right.
And you listen to the video, and we're actually concerned for your safety at that point because it went from one spectrum right to the other.
Right.
I sure heard it.
He didn't look good.
No.
I heard it with my ears right in. I mean, right. Just like if somebody was touched nose to nose, it was right there. Like that thing or whatever came around the corner right at the top of the stairs of the master bedroom. Just as I got there, like, surprise, you son of a gun.
Yeah, in the pitch black.
The way you said? I mean, you kind of antagonized it when you walked in. And what did you say, Paul? What'd you say?
Hey, dum dum,
Hey,
come
dum
here.
dum. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, dum
Yeah,
dum.
you were kind of asking for it.
Sharon Turner Colville says, I think there are spirits connected to the house, some connected to the land, some that go to an investigation of the surrounding area because they want to communicate with the investigators, and some spirits that want to specifically follow a person to an investigation to communicate with that person.
Oh,
Yeah, you just never know where they're going to come from. I go to the grocery store, and every once in a while, a spirit will be following someone around, and then they'll notice I see them. I'm like, shit, don't look at me, don't see me, and then they bug you because they want you to talk to the person, and you never know how they're going to be receptive to hearing what you have to say that spirit's telling you to tell them.
this sounds like Mary Ann Wachowski or whatever her name is.
I don't know who that is.
She's the ghost whisperer. She was a consultant for the ghost whisperer because she says she has spirits always
Bothering
noticing
her.
her, and she talks
Well,
to them.
Don't always. It's not. I mean, my God, I think we'd all be insane if we saw spirits every minute of every day.
Oh, I know I would.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there
go
is
insane. I go insane having to see the living every day.
there is times that you get overwhelmed, especially for someone that's young and just coming into their abilities, and you have to learn to put a stop to it, and
Yeah.
tell them not now, just because it's too much. And after you get as old as me and you learn it, they don't bother you like that anymore. But most of the time, it still happens, but not often. I mean, you get asshole spirits just like you get asshole people.
Yeah. Well, they probably go over being the same person they are. They aren't going to suddenly be nice.
Yeah.
You think you think if you find me at the house sometime, I'm going to be, oh, hi, I'm so glad to see you, and I'll be yelling at you like I do Link.
But somebody asked me a question that I didn't have. It made me think. I'd never thought about it, and I don't know why. But they're like, "Do you see them naked?" Well, actually, no. I never seen them naked. They always have clothes on. And some people die naked, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have never. I don't know why. I've never seen a spirit naked. I'd like to know if anyone else out there has seen a spirit naked when they come to see the spirits. But I thought that was an interesting question, but I've never seen one.
That is an interesting. Yeah, that would be weird.
It would be weird, but it is weird that I've always seen them with clothes. Now, it's not like they change clothes; they're always in the same ones. If I'm seeing the same spirit, but for a few days in a row. But yeah, never naked. I thought it was an interesting question when someone asked me that. Or they asked me what's out there when we die, and I'm like, look, either the spirits that are earthbound, they've not crossed over, so they can't tell you what's out there. They don't know. They've not been. And the ones that are not earthbound that come back and check on their loved ones here and there, I don't think they're allowed to tell us. So, yeah, a psychic does it. We don't have any answers for that either. None.
I didn't.
Again, maybe someone out there does, but no one I've ever met that's a psychic medium can answer that. We don't know what's out there.
Yeah, I can imagine. And just for a second, Tina needs to tell her granddaughter she's got to eat something today.
Sophia, go get something to eat.
Not now.
No, I'll get her something when we're done. Mike
well, you
Johnson.
told me to tell her to go eat something, then you tell her to I'll get her something.
No, I said to get something to eat. To get something to eat, so she's got to. Mike Johnson says, "Have you seen spirits at the Danny house? What did? Oh no! How did I? I'm jumping down.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, one more up. What does a ghost look like naked? There's nothing to see. That's not Mike, because when you see him at the house up there, you do see a spirit. There's nothing puffy about him, at least not for me. the two absolute positive times, I knew I was looking at somebody that wasn't here anymore, looked like people. And then
Hmm.
uh, Jonathan said, "Have you seen spirits in the Danny house? What did they look like?"
I saw that the woman, the one I told you about, with the long, wet, dark hair with a white. I don't know if
White.
it was a dress or a nightgown, and she was wet. I saw her um, when I was up there. Um,
Where was she?
she was just over by the house, but she wasn't in the house. She was outside. Um,
Oh,
The
uh,
dark haired woman always seems to be outside, Carrie. Everybody who's mentioned her in a white flowing
yeah,
gown or dress,
told
she's
you
always
about it. I had no idea that people had seen her because I didn't really know that story, but I saw her. And then when we were driving there, I was picking up on Mike. Now, obviously, I had read the book years before. I never knew I'd actually go to this house, so I did know some. I knew
right.
Mike was alive. So when I'm going there, I'm picking up on Mike, and I'm like, "What in the world? He's alive!" And then I find out, no, he's not. So it made sense, but I
Uh-huh.
had he died.
wow.
You know, I don't. I just didn't know. I don't investigate where I'm going. Again, I did know a lot of the stories from the first book that had came out many, many years ago.
Hmm.
The first book Clara had written. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sharon says she's seen she's heard seen and heard spirits all her entire life. But I've only spoke to 4 people about a spirit that wants to give them a message. I can get overwhelmed is here if I'm in a store or mall, especially if I haven't been to before. And I've heard that from other psychic mediums as well. That it just sometimes you just say, "Leave me the hell alone."
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, there is times that I was at a gas station and this spirit was beside this woman and he saw me and
Oh
he just
no.
talking. So finally, I'm like, fine. But I approached her and I said, "How do you feel about psychics or the paranormal?" I was trying to feel her out first. And then I told her that there was a young man with her, told her what he looked like, his age, that had only been dead maybe 6, 8 months. He told me he was in a wreck, and he told me that to tell her he was okay, she could move on. Apparently, they were engaged, and he died in a wreck.
Oh
Uh,
my.
Gee,
but I mean, she was so grateful because I told her, so I didn't know this woman, So she
Right.
believed goodness, and she was also receptive to hearing what I had to tell her. There's some people that don't want to hear it, and they walk away, and you walk away, and there's nothing you can do. But it's
uh,
nice to help other people. I
Carl
really
said late.
don't
Oops, sorry.
do what.
Carl said lately while I'm sitting on my couch, it feels like my kittens are getting up on the couch with me, but then there's nobody there, no kittens. So I believe is my mother sitting next to me multiple times a day.
He thinks it's his mother and not kittens.
Well, he thinks it's the kittens, but they're not there.
Okay, but are the kittens? Oh, the kittens are alive, so that's what
Yeah.
he thinks. Oh,
Oh.
um, chances are, I mean, I can't say for sure that it's his mother. I don't
Right.
know, but I would say open yourself up and try to
What's up, Moon?
engage with her and try to find out. You might get an answer or ask for something she could do to let you know she's there. But I can't say for sure it was her. I'm not there. I don't know.
Right.
You said you know my kittens, Carrie. I tell you about them my kittens every time I'm up there.
Well, I didn't realize that's who you were talking to.
Yeah,
Yeah, kittens.
and
Yeah.
Kelly Carrie already explained what spirit she saw at the house was only, I guess, only the woman in white, the dark haired, wet haired woman in white.
And my doppelganger.
And your doppelganger.
Yeah. But he wasn't there. I mean, that was different. I can't explain it.
I thought Carl was coming in. Have you seen? Oh well, we just went through that 3 times now.
Carrie, you got to read a book. It's a fictional book, but it is a really good book, especially in like the field that you're in. It's called Where One Goes.
It's called what?
It's called Where One Goes. It's by B.N. Toller.
Okay.
It's really good, and it talks about this girl being in touch with people who have passed, and she's sick of hearing it because it's always around her. And they're always trying to talk to her and communicate with her. And she's ready to end her life until somebody walks up to her and he needs her help. And it's a really good book. It's a really good book.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I can understand how that would want to drive someone crazy, because until you learn to make them stop bothering you at certain times, it's overwhelming. When I was young, it was very overwhelming. I remember being at a bus stop and I was talking to some kid, and then other people walked up and they're like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "Well, that girl right there," and or boy, I can't remember what it was now, it was so long ago. And they're like, "There's nobody there." He looks so real, or she. I think it was a boy actually. Anyway, looked so real that I thought I was talking to a live person. So you kind of have to learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because it's embarrassing. I never told anybody when I was younger. When I was in school, nobody knew.
Wow.
Link asked. No, Link didn't ask. Link's right there. Jonathan asked, "Has there ever been a site? Have you been to a site and felt such a bad presence that you felt the need to leave?"
Oh,
And I know
definitely.
we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about there.
Yeah. And I even, like, when we do home investigations, I have told that my teams trust me. And I told them, if I say we got to go, we got to go. It's dangerous or demonic. And that's something I don't want to deal with. But there has been places that Trans-Allegheny,
Yeah,
again,
that's right. I thought you were going to say that.
yeah, that place, I can't say now that it was demonic, but it was so dark. Whatever was there was so bad.
Have you went to Waverly?
No, I have never been there.
Oh my gosh, I wanna go there so bad.
I've never been. I think our teams have talked about it, but I think last I heard it was like being the ownership, or I don't know, something was going on with it. So yeah. I do want to go to it's the Pennsylvania, Eastern State, and Pennhurst. Those are on my bucket list. I have not been there.
Have you gone to Fort Erie?
Fort Erie? No.
Yeah.
I've been a lot of places, but not a lot. A lot.
That's the weird part. The only place I've ever been, except when Tina and I used to go to Andover, New York. The house is the only place I've ever been, but now I do want to go to Wildwood Sanitarium.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Janet and I earlier. I said, well, we should make a weekend out of it and see if we can get in there. So we'll see. I don't know anything. I just heard the name. I have no idea. I don't want to know really, but.
Does Carrie do anything after an investigation to cast off anything negative that may have followed her?
Oh yeah, we all do that. That's something we all do. We protect ourselves, and we make sure nothing can come home with us or attach itself. We have certain rituals, and we have certain prayers and certain stones. I would recommend everybody do that when they go somewhere to investigate, because believe it or not, even doing protection rituals, that's not 100%. It's probably 99%, But every once in a while, something will slip through. But if you have no protection, man, that's not good because something could easily attach and follow you home. And I would not recommend anybody.
Well, if they're going to follow me home, I want them to do the housework once we get home.
Do I?
If they're going to follow me home, they can do the housework when they get there.
Okay. Yeah, that would be nice, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you should ask Mike that because Mike and Kelly's good. They go on a lot of investigations too. I can't remember. Has anything followed you guys home, Mike?
Yeah, actually, we had. It was probably 2 years ago. We had experiences in our house. Where I think it was just something mischievous. Middle of the night, one of my boys came upstairs, woke me and Kelly up. We came down into the kitchen here, and every drawer and every door in the kitchen was wide open.
Oh my God.
Every cabinet. And then a few weeks later, probably about 30 of our light switches throughout the house weren't on, weren't off. They were right in the middle of the light switch.
Huh.
So, and then Kelly heard some humming when she was getting ready one time up in the bathroom. Sounded like a little child singing their ABCs.
Mm-hmm.
And the door springs on your door or on your wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of
remember
those flung when she was getting ready in the bathroom, and it freaked her out so bad she's screaming for me down here. So
she told me about that one. I remember that one.
yeah, it was that was crazy. And then we actually did, like, her and I just kind of opened things up here to see if we could communicate with something, and nothing came through. We basically told them they need to leave. They're not welcome here. It's not their home, and things quieted right down.
Yeah, we've had a few times. Tina and I've had a few times together, and then individually in our own homes. We've had things come back from the house, or it had to be the house because it happened right after we got home. But the one thing that just these are the things, when you have the skeptic side, which I used to be, but I can't be anymore. You know that. Once something really smacks you good, and you don't have any explanation, I don't just mean a little sound somewhere. Once you're entertained by it, you can't ever say it's a bunch of bunk.
Yeah.
We came home the one night. It was between 4 and 4:30, I think. Tina, if you can confirm the time. And we were sitting at the kitchen table, and Tina was sitting facing that way toward the counter, and I was over here, kind of kitty corner, also facing the counter. And we were just talking about a little bit of everything because she's a school teacher. So we're talking about that. We're talking about the dog. We're talking about everything. And I swear on my mother's grave, a pack of cigarettes on the counter just flipped up and did a loop in the air right across from us. And I could see her looking like, you know what? I'm looking, I said, oh, wow. Even that little thing gave me chills. But that kind of stuff is weird. I mean, who did that and why? Why didn't they come up and smack me in the head like they
Oh,
did?
wait, what about my dog?
Yeah, well, you go with the dog.
No, you tell him. Go ahead.
Her dog had to go out. Zach was an old dog, and he always barked when he wanted to come in. Always. He'd stand at the step and bark. She let him out. He went out, and he was out there, and we're sitting at the table still talking. Was that the same night?
No, it was a different night.
That's right. We were talking, and here the dog. The door opens. The dog comes in, and the door closes. And we're looking over at the door, thinking, "What the hell? There's nobody there." I mean, her mom lives next door, and she called her mom. It was it was like 3:34 in the morning because we had just come back from the house. We took care of the house for a year, all summer, and
we thought she was up going to work.
yeah, because she worked early shift. She usually got up about 5, and that was a little bit too early for her. But she was sound asleep. And then the other thing was, again, coming back from the house, I was standing at the end of the kitchen facing into the living room and the hallway, bathroom on the left, Angel's room on the right. I watched Angel go to the bathroom, go into the bathroom. But then I saw Angel go into the bathroom. She never came out of it. So who the hell did I see the first time?
No, you seen her go. You seen her go into the bathroom and take a shower, and then all of a sudden she came out,
No,
and then a
but
few
I'm
minutes
saying
later
the
she
second
came out of the
time.
bathroom, and he's like, "Didn't you just go in the bedroom?" And there was nobody in her room at that time, except for her. And it was she seen her twice. He seen her twice do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw her twice, and it was only one time.
So
Uh,
after she left, she had to go someplace. I took a recorder. Paul sat in the living room. I went in the recorder. And she had hamsters in there at that time. And all of a sudden, the hamsters were running on the wheel. And then I started asking questions. All of a sudden, the hamsters went silent. And I recorded it for a few minutes, asking questions and stuff. And then I left. And something was answering me. I said, "Are you here?" And they said, "Yes. Can't you hear me?" "Yes."
I got a
And
house. Oh, go ahead.
And then all of a sudden there was nothing after that. But then you heard the hamsters starting to run again, like it was gone.
I got a whole bunch of questions coming in here. Carrie, have you had any premonitions about the alleged murders that took place at the Dandy House,
Oh my
uh,
god!
like the Alex Tannis premonitions?
No, I've never had any premonitions about the Dandy House with the murders. No, I think there's a lot of stories out there that are people just carry it a little too far. But no, I've not had any premonitions on on the murders. I have had some premonitions of the place itself before I went there. Um, but I did not know what to expect. Even with the premonitions, it was they were so vague. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. But I will tell you, when I got there, I didn't want to leave. I was so comfortable. Uh,
Yeah,
I I didn't want to leave. I was upset that I had to leave. Um, I can't explain that because I mean it's not my home, so I want to go home, but
Right.
I did not. I really wanted to stay. I couldn't explain that one. Now
well,
I will say this, and this is my opinion only, you guys. So I don't want to get anything started. As far as I have been asked a lot about, do I think there's a demon there at the Dandy House? There very well could be. I have not picked up on a demonic entity at the Hinsdale house. But again, maybe I wasn't meant to get that information. But
Okay.
I do not. I have not picked it up yet. Maybe when I go back, maybe that will change. But right now, I can say I don't. It's very haunted, and there is spirits there, and there's tricksters there. Um,
elemental.
Elementals. There's definitely elementals. Um, and I will tell you, the one year I went, there was three of us. There were six of us or eight of us there, but three of us were going up the hill to the Giving Tree. We were going up. Well, I was going up when it happened. I flew up in the air and I fell hard, and I had for that, or maybe I can't remember, but it was bad. And then Ace went, and he, same thing, fell and hurt himself really, really bad. And then there goes Brenda. So I mean, it's like he went up the hill, but we all fell down the hill. I mean, something. Brenda said that when she went, because her legs actually flew up really, really high over her head, she felt like something had pushed her up in the air. I believe Ace said the same thing, that he felt something maneuvering his body, and all of us got hurt. Uh, it was scary. So that demonic, I don't think they're going to mess with us that way. Why did you mute my mic? Uh-oh. Why can't I hear you?
I hear you.
Oh, there you are. It said you muted my mic or
Paul, you're muted.
what?
Paul
Paul's
must
muted.
be muted.
Oh, I muted everybody for between a second and a half to find out where the music was coming from.
Not here.
Not here.
Not
Yeah.
here.
Driving, it got really loud over here.
I would like Mike's opinion since Mike's on here. Demonic.
Music's probably coming from my place. Hold on.
I don't think it was, Mike. I think I muted you first.
I don't hear anything. Okay, Mike, do you feel that? Did you feel that we encountered anything of demonic entity when we were there?
No, I mean, obviously, I think, Paul encountered something.
Oh, yeah.
But no, a lot of the interaction that we had felt like it was a child spirit. We were getting a lot of interaction with toys and with, the ball and
Wow.
it was, that night that we were there with Paul and but it was weird because it kind of went in ebbs and flows where it would like pick the energy would pick up and it would last for 10-15 minutes and then it would die for an hour and then it was just stone quiet and then it would pick up again and it but yeah, nothing like demonic or anything that I would consider to be I wasn't scared. Nothing like that, nothing evil.
Again, I would not want to stay there by myself. I just no. I don't want to. As comfortable as I was, I would not stay there alone. No.
Carrie, I went up last August 17th, about 3:00 in the afternoon. I planned on spending the night alone. It was a 50th anniversary for me of when I met the Dandy family, and I said, this is going to be great. I'm spending the night. Everything was fine. I had no apprehension. I wasn't afraid of anything. Before I started going live, I made a lot of peace with the house. I said, I apologize. I'm sorry for my aggressiveness. I'm sorry for my smart mouth, for all that I've done in the last 3,000 years. I hope you'll understand it was all in jest. And all night, it felt great. I mean, it really felt quiet and calm. Like you say, you don't want to leave. It's a beautiful place to be. About 8:45 that night, I got the strongest whiff of perfume. I mean, just like it was sprayed in my face. And let me explain to you, I got a feeling of overjoy. I mean, really super happy, excited, and wanted to cry. Like it wasn't any perfume I smelled, so I'm not thinking of my mom or nothing. I walked through the house trying to find it, and I even sniffed all the clothes that Dan has hanging up for sale just to see if maybe it came through the house onto the porch. I thought maybe it was somebody outside and their perfume came through the window. There wasn't anybody out there. And then it hit me again, right in the middle of the kitchen. Just again, boom. I went through the rest of the house smelling, didn't smell it anywhere else, and it dissipated. I was going back out, and it never happened again. That was about 8:45 or so. Then about 11:45, I got the most awful, god awful, get the hell out of here warning.
Oh,
Just, I mean, because I was feeling great. I was talking to everybody. I couldn't see their chats on my phone, which never happened before. I think at one point there was like 60 people on there, and I'm talking to everybody. I couldn't see anything they were saying. Nancy, who's in the chat, she came through once. Sophia came through once, but nothing else. But I got that horrible, horrible feeling, that goosey that I used to get when I was there in the 70s. Watch out, something's going to happen. And I never know what it is. I don't have that gift or anything. But I knew if I didn't leave, I wouldn't have left. I really felt that.
yeah, you definitely need to listen when you get that strong of a feeling. Get out. Just
Yeah.
get out.
It wasn't good at all. I mean, it was very scary.
There's a woman named, and I don't know why I'm seeing this, but her name's Colette Mary McGardle.
Yeah,
She's
she's in England.
okay. She thought it was caused because she was grieving for her mom. Um, I just wondered how old this woman was, or was she young when that happened? Because they say a lot of that happens with, younger girls going into puberty and
Yep.
stuff like that. But she said once, oh, it disappeared.
Once she admitted that it from the loss of her mom. Once I admitted that it didn't happen again.
Okay, so well, that's interesting. I just
How
wonder
old were you, Colette?
I wonder how long it was going on before that. Before she made that determination. It might have been because she was grieving so badly. It's interesting.
I'm sure she'll answer. She heard music as well, and she said she's 63 now, and my mom was 73 when she died.
So how old was?
How old were you, Colette, during when? Oh, so well, yeah. How old were you then?
It's funny because I was watching something about poltergeist earlier today, and I'm like, oh, and then I read that, so I don't know a lot about poltergeists.
She was 58.
Oh, wow.
So just 5 years ago.
So I guess it doesn't have to be a young person then. It's interesting.
What did I miss here? Anything? Yeah, everybody said that. I'm hearing music. Is that a musical ghost?
That's funny. I don't hear anything. I don't hear no music.
I don't hear anything anymore.
No, it's gone. Did you ever get a feeling that you were being watched when you were at the house?
Oh, definitely. And I felt like I was being touched on the top of my head, and I
Saw
had
that.
teammates that, and Mike and Kelly found out they had a video of what is that thing called, Mike? SL.
Yeah, the SLS or the Connect. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
they saw it touching my head, so that was interesting. But
Yeah,
we
I
didn't.
saw it.
Huh?
I saw it when Mike was doing it because I walked toward it and it stopped, and I came back toward the closet area, and there goes the hand again, touchy.
I was in Mary's room.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I was in the master bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah, sitting on the bed. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was interesting that he caught it on camera.
Hi, Jackie.
But yeah, I do feel a lot of places. I'm sure a lot of us feel like we're being watched when we go there or to anywhere. Well, not everywhere because we don't always feel that way, but at the Hinsdale house, I definitely feel like that. I do not like going to the bathroom. No, don't like it.
You don't like,
I hate it.
you don't like the basement.
You got the basement door right there, right?
Yeah, and I have never gone down into that basement to this day.
Oh,
not.
it's nothing to worry about.
But it just feels eerie, and I don't want to. I don't want to go.
Hi,
There.
Charlie. Charlie
What?
Halliday's in the chat. He lived there just before the Dandy family did. His family lived there before Clara and the family moved in. He's got some strange stories about them. We got to get him back here to lay out this land because there's so many different aspects, and like you say, there's so many stories that you just can't keep them right. The only thing I know is exactly to the T of everything that happened with the Dandy family when they were there. But since then, it's been exaggerated, all out, blown out of proportion.
And I heard that someone thought they only lived there for what 16 months, but they lived
16 months, yeah.
what 4 or 5 years was it?
5 years, just under 5 years.
Under 5 years. So yeah, things just get miscommunicated.
Or they just tell a story just to get the story over and done with. Because I mean, they knew they lived there, but I mean, there was another one that just had 2 children instead of 4, and one was Mike, the other one was Tina, which is Tina's name. And then the story of somebody hanging themselves in the closet. No, there was somebody who tried, but he didn't try. He was trying to. He was showing Charlie Halliday's younger brother was showing his sister how the westerns how they would hang themselves in a jail cell, and then the thing got really really tight on them. Just it just goes, just spread the story further. But well, you'll be there in August, and I'm sure we're going to come up and say hi.
Oh, you better. You better.
Oh, Paul, your friend Davek said that he would check in and see what he can find out about the gang. Biker
Okay.
gang.
Yeah, there was a biker gang that used to live at the house, and we're digging into the history of what years they were there. The whole crawl space was full of stolen stuff, and they weren't a good biker gang in the area. They were pretty rough guys, and so maybe just maybe somebody on the land that where they found these possible graves might be from them. You never know. Well, Cheryl, you're not that far away. You're only an hour and 10 minutes from the house.
She's really close.
Yeah, 'cause she's in Kane, Pennsylvania. That's not. I'm not sure the exact
I
mileage from
think she said
Kane.
about 45 minutes. I thought that's what she told me. I could be wrong.
Well, shit, 25 minutes. You can walk here.
45. It's still,
Depends on who's driving.
Well,
I slow.
1 hour 15 minutes. She said. Well, then stop at
Oh,
McDonald's and bring everybody some breakfast, and I'll pay you back when you get there.
well, that's still really close. An hour and 15.
Yeah.
She could start digging now, and then when you get there, you could finish.
I do want to tell everybody that Dan kind of gave me the go ahead to do some digging.
Oh,
Mike,
okay.
since you've been there, they found a new foundation out by the pond. It's all rock foundation. It's probably maybe 30 inches deep,
Yeah.
something like that. But it looks like there's a slab on one end of this where the wall is perfectly square, and it looks like a slab. And when you knock on it, it sounds hollow. It's definitely a piece of slate or something. It's not ground, and it's not wood, and it's not just a rock.
Right.
Right.
So we're gonna take a scope down through there and look at it, and then I'm gonna beat the hell out of it with a shovel. I just hope I don't fall into an old well.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time we were there, Dan was showing us the. I think they had just uncovered that foundation.
Mm.
So it was a couple years ago, but he was just finding the foundation, the wall
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Cheryl's gonna be there in May. Cheryl's coming in May, Carrie.
Well, I don't think she told me that.
Oh, she did now. And Colette said she was 42 when her mom passed away, and she passed suddenly with a cut on her leg. She passed within 3 days. Oh my God!
Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I know I lost my mom at the age of 50, and that
Yep.
was no fun.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she said she did tell you. Cheryl said she did tell you.
She what?
She did tell you she was going in May.
I don't think she did, but maybe she did. I ain't so good anymore. I I do know that I want to go to Gettysburg.
Hmm.
maybe we can swing by Hinsdale House. Because I'm going to go to Cheryl's house first for a few days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore the word 5. Carl said, "What's going on in May?" I don't know what is going on in May, Cheryl. Is that just because the date you got?
In the night, Paul, did you know that the Outlaws were part of Western New York in the 1970s?
Yeah, I knew that.
I'm wondering if that could have been the gang that was here.
It could be.
Because
I
it says drug trafficking, arms, prostitution, money laundering, bombings, auto theft, insurance fraud, kidnapping, robbery, theft, stolen property, counterfeiting, contraband smuggling, murder, extortion, arson, and assault.
The only thing they didn't do was steal candy. Um, it could be. I should have asked Mark. I never thought of it. I should have asked our next neighbor that's in a gang. Well, they're in a group,
Crap.
but yeah, we'll find out. See what Don Beck comes up with. Oh, you're going up with a team in Pennsylvania. Okay, Cheryl.
Oh, she did tell me. Because she said I could go if I wanted. I said, I ain't going with no other team I don't know.
Yeah, we went to Gettysburg too. What a man, boy! When nighttime hits that town, you're out in the fields, or you can't see nothing. There's nothing to see. It's darker than Hinsdale.
Frank, you scared me. Thought somebody was breaking in my house or something. He was going nuts.
Yeah, I think they're everywhere, Carl. I think the outlaws are pretty much spread out quite a bit. Did you see my message, Carl? I said I sent you the link in Messenger. He was driving, Carrie. That's why he hadn't.
Okay, because I sent him a message too. Tell him that you were going to send him a link. Because that way he'd know who was doing it. I said, someone named Paul's going to send you a link. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm not good on these things because I don't know what to say. Plus, ask Mike. My memory ain't too good.
No, you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, you are.
When are we going back up there, Mike?
I wanna go. I got to figure out a time to get up there. Maybe towards the fall this year.
Well, because we're going. Phenomena's going August 30th, but I don't know how many is going.
Nice.
So, I mean, if there's room, maybe, we can let you know.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to take the team, then I'll go again. Because we'll meet somewhere in Ohio, and then he'll drive me on in. Huh, Mike?
Yeah, I'd like to see everybody again. What was that? 2000?
Yeah.
When I went there.
Huh?
Right, Mike? The last time you went, I couldn't go when I was having my surgery.
Yes. Yeah. We went with Sierra.
Oh, yeah, that's right, with my granddaughter.
Yep.
Are you going with Carl? Is Carl going up there with you?
I asked him if he would go because I want someone to ride with me. Because everyone on Phenomena teams live in Michigan, except me. So you will meet Carl.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Oh, crap.
And Dan, yeah, Colette, she's in the Liverpool area. She said that she'll see Dan this September. He's going to England. She'd like to go to the house, but instead she'll have to She just jumped away from her brother, who's about this tall. Um, she'll
I would
see
like to go
Dan in
Black
Hmm?
House,
constellation.
whatever.
Pardon?
I would like to go to that. What is it in England? The Black Monk House, or
Is it the monk's house? I don't know. I watch a couple of different shows from. I watch the Beardo Gets Scared, who's always catching everybody doing fakery. But I
I'm
don't
not
know. There's a
The
Black
guys.
Monk or something. I'm not really sure, but I
Oh,
lived in England for quite a few years, but I was busy having babies, so I couldn't really go do much. I did a little bit, but like the London Dungeons and the Tower of London and some castles. I
oh
remember
wow.
walking towards this one castle, this one area, and I just stopped. Like my blood ran cold. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know what happened there, but I had to leave. That so whoever asked me that question earlier, yes, I definitely backed out of there. It it was bad. Whatever I felt, it was bad. It scared me to death.
oh
And I
my
was
God.
like in my early 20s.
Oh geez.
So I was scared. There was,
That's a while ago.
yeah, it was a while ago.
Hmm.
You guys talk for a second. I'm editing something thing there.
I'll be back in a few minutes, but I gotta go help with my grandson.
Who said that?
Me, Tina.
Oh, yeah, I see you. I thought it was your voice, but I thought, well, maybe it's not.
Yeah, I'll be back though.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling Paul that Tina had called me. I had met her a few years ago with Paul, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe a year, I can't remember how long ago, she called me because she remembered I was a psychic medium, and there a young man had went missing in the town near Hinsdale. I can't remember the name of the town, and she was asking if I thought he was alive or dead, and what I was seeing, and um, luckily he was found alive, thank God. Um, so it was nice that she remembered me and needed my help. Not that I could do much, but hey, when at least it was alive.
Huh. When did you first discover you had psychic abilities? Didn't
When
I
I was
ask you that? I don't know if I
Yeah,
did or not.
probably when I was 8 years old. It was in the summer, and I was staying with my grandma, and my uncle died, and it was the first funeral I went to, and I didn't really
Oh
think
no.
that okay, he died, we're putting him in the ground, whatever. Um, I didn't know him well, so I wasn't like grieving really bad, which I was 8. Okay, so anyway, we go
Mm-hmm.
to our house, and I'm in the kitchen getting some water, and I turned around, and there he was standing in the kitchen talking to me, and I started screaming because I was smart enough to know, even at 8, that you put him in the ground. He's not in the kitchen. I mean, that's not. So my grandma, I told her what happened, and she said that I have the gift that runs in our family, and I said, take it back. Obviously, she said, no, we can't do that. It doesn't work that way. And that was the first time. And then it just kept happening after that.
Huh.
And I
Now,
hear a lot of people have that story. They were around 8 years old. I mean, maybe not the exact story, but the age.
is that is that how it works for most? I mean, can just the average Joe suddenly see a spirit and never see one again, or
I believe, I mean, I don't think everyone's a psychic medium, but I do think everyone is able to connect with spirit and see them.
yeah?
Yes. Maybe not always, and maybe not quite as much as I do, and maybe they can't talk to them and communicate, or maybe they can. But no, I think everybody has the ability to do it, but I don't think everyone's a psychic medium. But they are gifted enough to, or if they become a ghost hunter and they're around it, looking and going to places like we do. A lot of times we do it for fun because we're stupid and we like to have fun by getting scared, right, Mike? But
Yes.
when you're in that environment, you open yourself up and you start seeing things you couldn't see before. So I think a lot of that, it also in that atmosphere, it changes and you can start seeing a lot more. Yeah.
Uh,
Is that right?
Carrie said, so you really haven't had many experiences at the house. Well, she's only been there about what, three or four times?
Only 2 times.
Oh, two times. Yeah. Okay.
Once with Great Lake and once with Detroit Rock City.
All right.
Yeah.
God, you've been there 2 times, and I've been there 5,000 times.
So
Maybe
yeah.
that's something else that I either need to understand why it is that I've gone. Let's say I'll make it I'll make it a roundabout, honest to goodness, collective thought for sure. I've been there 4,500 times. Why is it of those 4,500 times I've had 150 experiences in the house? Full blown, without a doubt. You can't explain it. But other teams go up there and they get 150 experiences the first time they go. What's the answer to that? And don't
Guess
we
they
all
got
know?
lucky.
Huh?
They must have just got lucky. I mean, we can go to okay, Lee. We can go to a house that we know is haunted, and Mike can testify to this, and nothing happened. But then you
Yeah.
go back, and maybe all hell breaks loose. Right? You just never know. Spirits aren't on a time frame. They don't just come out at night. You know,
No, I have more experiences at the house during the day.
time. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I don't understand how some people can everywhere they go is it's haunted. It's like wow, really? Because I'm a psychic and I don't even get that. That I mean, not every time. I don't always get stuff, but I don't know. What can I say, Mike? Can you answer that?
Yeah, I don't know if there really is an answer. I mean, Paul, with you being there so many times, I mean, maybe they see you come in the door and they just don't even want to talk. Yeah, so they just don't even acknowledge you. I
That's
mean,
what Clara said. They don't want to bother with you.
yeah, and it's not to maybe antagonize them or trigger them somehow, and then that's when they'll communicate. But just like Carrie said, I mean, we'll go investigate locations that may have been on TV or are well known haunted locations, and it's you might just have a quiet night, and it's nothing like it's made out to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then the next time we might go a second time and it might be crazy. So it's
That's how it is at the house. It really is. It's how it is at the house. We were sleeping and got really loud footsteps. We were all snoring. You can hear us. All the cameras were wide, different rooms, but you could hear the pounding of the steps coming up the stairs. And you know the sound of those steps once you've been there a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
They have that hollow thud step sound. And it was loud. I mean, it really freaked me out.
Well, did you know? I mean, I don't know if you realize this, but okay, it's just I'm throwing this house out there for an instance, like the Amityville Horror House. Okay, the people apparently that live in there now and have lived in there since have had nothing. But the Lutzes move in, all hell breaks loose, and that could happen to someone that builds their home. Well, no, let's not go with that. But they go into a house and people has lived there for off and on for years and just moved out or it's a rental or whatever, and it's been quiet. But then this certain family moves in, and it's horrible for them. This is so haunted or sometimes even demonic. I think it just takes certain people to wake a house up.
That's weird. That's so
Truly
weird.
that, but it's true. I mean, I believe it to be true.
Yeah. Well, Father Alphonsus gave his honest opinion. He'd been to Amityville. He didn't investigate it. He didn't go in with the Warrens or anybody. But when he went there, he said, "There's nothing here." And Father Al's the one that performed the exorcism / house cleansing at the Dandy House, and he said, "I didn't believe anything people were telling me of that property."
Yeah.
I
And,
think
I did ask Lorraine about that house. I did because I was curious. And she insisted that the house was very bad. And she would never go back. Never. It was very, very bad. She said she never wanted to be that close to evil ever.
wow,
And I believed her because why would she lie to me? We were friends, so why
yeah,
lie?
Right. Right.
yeah,
You know,
I agree with that.
I believed it. Now I don't know when Father Al went there. Was he there around that time that all that happened, or was it years later?
It would have had to be in 1970. Oh gosh, 75 or 6.
So around that time then.
So it was after the Defoe murders,
Yeah.
and even after when did they move out? When did what's their face move out? I don't remember. He had
I
to have been there when they were there. Alex Tanis was there. Wow,
What?
first time the girls eaten in 4 days, 3 days, 3 days.
but I think that Hans Holzer was also there. But I
Yeah,
did
he was.
what he said about that house. I don't remember. But he's supposedly a very, gifted man. And he had that lady that worked with him. So again, some people are going to pick it up and some people aren't.
I think that's, and I think I like what Mike said in my personal opinion about me is that I was Mike. I was an antagonizer from way back in '73, and I paid the price.
Yes, you did.
One particular time I paid the price. That was, don't ever want that to happen again. You can yell at me, come here, all you want. It's still
But
scary,
the
but
voice, the voice, that was
well,
creepy.
it's yeah. And then, but the physical aspect of it, which I never believed the spirit could do, was to actually hurt you. I mean, I know, people say, "Oh, I got touched on my arm." I got touched, all right, but I got touched like that when I was in karate too, and I went down onto a mat for a while. But this thing, and I think it's the same one. I really do. I honestly do. Clara, I talk to Clara once a week usually, and she says the house knows you very well. And I think what was there is still there, but I think maybe there's a whole bunch of new stuff. If you have all these teams coming in, aren't they going to pull something else new to the property? Possibly.
Mhm.
Uh, Cindy saw her grandfather when she was 7 years old. I saw him on top. I saw his half top. that
Is what?
sounds, no, that sounds familiar with the little Emerson boy. He smiled and faded away. I was in my sister's bedroom in our attic, and Colette said we supposedly had a house like that called 30 East Drive. It turned out to be a hoax. Lots of teams had been there. Nothing happened at all. The family wanted to get out of the house and move into a bigger one. Huh?
That's that Black Monk house.
30 East Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Carlette's talking about, and she lives there in England.
Yeah. I'd like to go there, but I guess she said it's a hoax.
She said it turned out to be a hoax. Lots of teams had been there, and nothing happened at all. The family wanted to get out of the house and move into a bigger one.
I was told that the father died in that house.
I don't know. Maybe she can confirm that, or
No.
yep, the Black Monk house. She said. Did the father die in that house, Colette, or did he move with the family to a bigger place? Hi, Mason. I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. There's about a 10-second delay between me and the world out there. Maybe 15 seconds between here and England. Wow, you actually ate that? Whole house has been nothing but flu.
Oh God, yeah. My whole family's had some kind of cold virus that's been going around. It's been bad here.
He did die in the house. He had a heart attack
Hmm.
at the monk house.
Maybe that's why she wanted to leave. I wouldn't want to stay there either. My husband dropped dead there.
No,
Not because
that's
just because it's too sad.
yeah. Kelly said, "Is this the house one of the Conjuring movies is based on?" No, that's not. That was what was the name of the family and the one in England, the
Oh,
Conjuring house.
the Conjuring. And
Parents.
you're
Yeah,
talking about here, yeah,
yep,
the parents.
parent family. Yeah, wow. Okay, this is freaky. I got to put what Carl put up here. Yeah, the Enfield house. Uh, Carl said, my grandma's head appeared on a white dove 2 days after she died when I was 12. She told my dad and I that she is all right now. We both saw it happen.
Carl, you never told me that. Wow. That's different. He was 12?
Uh
Well, so he wasn't like high on drugs then.
huh.
See a head on a dove. No, but seriously, wow. That's crazy.
He said, I swear I did, Carrie.
Wow. We'll have to talk about this, Carl, when you come over next.
Now that, well, Kelly, you're saying the same house. No, the Enfield house had absolutely, I mean, that was the third, what was that,
Enfield.
Conjuring? That was
Yeah,
Conjuring 2 or 3. I
yeah,
can't, right.
now that's true though, right? The poltergeist haunting at the Enfield house.
Yeah.
So I thought that was true. Wow.
4 people died in Nancy's house. My grandparents and your grandparents and parents died in your house, Nancy? Wow. I tease that my mom haunts the house, but I don't really think so.
I'm going to tell you something. After my mom died, my dad died 2 years before her. Me and a couple of my kids went out there, and I've never been afraid of my mom's house. But after she died, there was some crazy stuff happening. Like her house was carpeted, but we all woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Again, weird hour to do that because I'm not really sure I buy into that 3 o'clock crap, but it happened. We all heard what sounded like a chandelier breaking on a hard floor. And because we all set up at the same time, we were all sleeping in the living room. And there was no chandelier and there was no hard floor. It was all carpet. And other things was getting moved, and a toy would go off by itself that belonged to my niece that died. But that house felt. When my son left, me and my daughter-in-law were the only ones left there in the house. We weren't going to. We were supposed to stay one more day. We were cleaning out the house. Well, we couldn't. That house, it felt wrong. I don't know what happened to my mom's house, but apparently, once my kids sold the house, it's been bought and sold numerous of times, which is weird because my parents lived in it for like 30 years. But now people won't live in that house for very long. They keep moving. And this is in Texas, so it's not like I can go check it out now. But I'm telling you, there was something changed in that house when my mom died. I don't know what it was.
It seems like that happens a lot. There's a lot of places. We have a house in Portville that never had any, not to my knowledge, never had anybody talk about it. But and it's a really nice house. It's on the main drag, and I think I've seen. I've been in Portville what 6 years, seven, six, yeah, 6 or 7 years, and I think I've seen 4 or 5 new families move in there. Beautiful house, really nice. It's just seems like every year somebody new is moving in, and that doesn't make sense. Maybe I should go knock on their door and ask them, "You got problems here?" It's weird.
I've done that. I lived in a house that was really, really haunted. It was when I was renting before I ever bought a house, and it was really haunted. So one day I went up to it and I knocked on the door, and I'm like, "Is everything okay with with you guys in your house?" And she looked at me like I lost my mind. But you could tell she wanted to talk to me, but her kids all ran to the front door and they were young, so she said she couldn't talk. So I don't know. I never went back, but I was curious because that house was it was known as the haunted house of Fort Wayne. I mean, that's how haunted it was.
Huh.
Everyone said that this house was haunted.
Would you stay in the house if it was haunted? Would you continue to live there?
Well, I did. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I would say pretty much every house I've lived in has been haunted. Now, I don't know it's because of what I am and I draw in spirits, but a lot of spirits that come to me, I help them and they go. Or some I call passerbys. They just kind of walk through, look at me, and keep going. So, but sometimes some will stay and then they'll get to be a nuisance and got to get rid of them. Sometimes I need help getting rid of them. So I can't do it alone. But yeah, I mean, you can't always move, especially ones that follow families or follow certain people wherever they move to. It could be the same spirit. So you're spending a lot of money on moving and then it goes with you. Well, that sucks, right?
Huh.
But I guess you got to try, you know,
Yeah, you do.
for people that's never dealt with a haunting and all of a sudden it's haunted and they move and it's still haunted with the same spirit. So, but yeah, it doesn't, and it didn't do me any good to move. I didn't move. I stayed.
Nancy. Her grandparents were both deaf and mute, so my mom took care of them. Grandpa died, and 10 years later, Grandma died. My dad died of Alzheimer's and passed at 95, and Mom died of cancer and died 97. I had moved home to help Mom with my dad and then took care of Mom. Wow. Damn, Nancy.
Hey, Paul, I do want to mention a name. Well, I started picking up on something. So pay attention if you go up to the Hinsdale house. I keep picking up on the name Tim. So let me know
Well,
if you start picking up on someone named Tim. Like.
I can tell you here, I wonder if something's going to happen. Beth, the eldest daughter of the family. My best friend's name was Tim. We used to go up to the house after work together uh, for almost a year and a half because then he got to know Beth. He liked her. And they started doing little flirty stuff, nothing major, but they ended up getting married and they're still married today.
Oh, wow.
Do you know Tim Shaw?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay. That's the only two Tims I could
But
think.
it's not Tim Shaw. I don't know
Yeah,
who it has to do with the house. I know Tim's been there, but I don't feel it's Tim Shaw. So just let me know if something happens soon that I don't know.
boy, I hope I don't get a weird call from Clara. And if I do, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to hear some bad news like that. I mean, I don't know, but I don't wish that upon anybody for anything to happen like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting. I mean, and I don't know why. Okay, so I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just picking up on it for some reason. And his name is Tim.
Well, it might be important, and it might be him. Neither Beth or Tim will talk about the house for very personal reasons. Um,
Oh,
Beth
so
doesn't
he.
even talk to her mom. She doesn't even talk. She won't talk to her mom, and they were the closest friends in the world. They acted like sisters when Beth was younger.
So,
So maybe
but
maybe something's going to happen, huh?
did who was it? You said Beth is
Yeah,
married. So did they meet at the Hinsdale house?
yeah. He was
Oh,
going up there with me every night, and
oh,
he
okay.
that was the first thing he even asked me when I told him about the house because I had gone up there the night before with my fiance, and he said, "Hey, do they have any daughters?" I said, "You and your girlfriends, all you ever think about is girls." Well, he ended up marrying her.
Wow, that's wow.
Link, you got anything? I got to answer all these messages that are coming in, both there and here.
No, I can't think of anything. She shed so much light on. I know there was a question about a half an hour ago, and they had asked if, when you were there, if you picked up on the alleged dead bodies that are buried around there. But you probably wouldn't. Well, maybe, but
Well, I didn't. No.
no. I mean, I don't know if that stuff just pops out of nowhere,
Yeah.
or it has to be dug out, I mean.
A row house here in Indiana. First of my, and again, I didn't know nothing about that house at all, but I just knew there was a bunch of bodies in the ground, and they did. I told the owner, and I think someone else. I think Nick Groff told the owner too, and they ended up getting those ground penetrator things, and there is bodies out there, and I picked up on those, but
Okay.
but I at the Hinsdale house, I'm not saying there's not. There probably is a lot of people buried there. I mean, that's a lot of land.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick up
Okay.
on.
Rebecca Adams sends her greetings, Carrie.
Oh, tell her hey. Well, she can hear me.
Tell
Hey.
her hey.
I forgot she can hear me. I just can't hear y'all or read y'all or.
Hear that? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. It's coming from somewhere. No, Mike's muted. Tina's muted. I think Tina's
I'm not
muted.
muted. I just came back.
Oh, Link's muted. It wasn't loud. It just sounded like the wind was blowing.
Yeah, something. I don't know what it is. It's not from me.
It sounds like rain on a tin roof.
That would be
Yeah.
mine. That
Yes.
would be my house because of my porch.
Is
Well,
it
must
raining
be
out?
pouring rain.
It's pouring.
Oh,
Oh, is it? I'll be darned.
There you go.
just like rain. But why don't I hear it now?
Because I muted it again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Carrie, you got anything else to add?
No, I probably do, but I can't think.
Well, it's past your bedtime by an
No,
hour.
We talked about that thing.
when I got to give Gordon his meds and all that.
Don't forget, the clocks get pushed ahead an hour tonight.
What?
Spring forward tonight.
It'll
Oh,
all
wow.
be.
I hadn't even heard of that this year. Wow.
Yeah, it's all automatic anyhow, unless you got a wind up or something.
Oh, honey, I have how many clocks do I have?
Well,
6.
you got a million. You got a million grandfather clocks over there.
No, I don't have a million grandfather clocks, but I have a lot of clocks.
Are you worried you're going to miss the time somewhere?
No, and the thing is I used to have them all set up, and they all have to make noise. and to where I'd have them all set where they go on one after the other for years and years and years. But now it's like, yeah, no. I know if they, I just keep a few going now because that's a lot of clocks. That takes a long time.
Well, that's kind of cool, though.
It was really cool. I mean, and I always tell my kids, because I have 5 kids and 13 grandkids, I think, maybe more now, I forget. Anyway, that's like, I'm going to pass them on. That it's a memory because they know how much I loved my clocks. So when they all get a clock and they're like, we don't want your clocks. I'm like, really?
Well, I remember them. I remember them when the whole team was on, when you guys came on. I remember all your clocks going off, and they were going off right after the other. Cling, ding, ding, dong, 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 ding, ding, ding. Jeez.
But I still have some on, but half the time I don't even hear them anymore. But like if somebody spends their night, they're like, "Damn your fucking clocks," I'm like, okay.
Well, you would get used to them. As a psychic medium, what kind of vibes do you get? Do you get like a heavy sensation, like the air is heavy, your hair is standing on end, etc., etc.?
Oh, definitely. I mean, again, it depends on where I'm going, or even in my own house. Sometimes, I'll get scared, and I'll just the energy will change. That's the best way to say it. The energy will change, and sometimes you feel the heaviness, or sometimes your hair sticks up, or sometimes your heart starts racing. Yeah, but I think everyone, like, I've tried to teach people to get more in tune with their feelings, and to read other people, their energy when they walk into a room. So like, go into a room and turn your back, and you got to have other people in the house, but not in the room with you, and then have someone quietly walk into the room, but you got your back turned, so that way you can learn to read their energy and figure out who's in your house.
No shit.
Yeah, I think it works.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah, I mean, and you're actually learning to read energy.
Do any of your kids have your gift?
Yes. But my children themselves, they're not psychic mediums, but they are gifted, more empathic. But my granddaughter Sierra and a couple other my grandkids, Sierra, I call her a mini me. She got every gift that I have, and I have a lot of. I hate pinning names to them, but there's just so much involved with being a psychic medium. But I think she's better than I am. I really do. I told her I was passing the torch to her someday. So, but some of the others they're really gifted as well, but not all of them. But
It'd be kind of neat. You could all sit at the dinner table, not even talking, and somebody will just pass you the potatoes when you want them.
Okay. We can't read each other's minds.
Colette says, as a spiritualist medium myself, I get signs or see the building and pick up who's in the building or house, etc.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Lori Green says sometimes words or pictures just pop into your head.
Yes, sometimes you get information.
I've had that happen before. I'll just be even watching TV and just something randomly, I think, oh, geez.
Yeah, or you see it like when I get visions, I feel like they're almost, to me, they're like little videos, just little short clips.
I've heard that from people in Lilydale, too.
Like that once when I touched you, you thought I was a nail?
Crap, now I lost my train of thought. It's past my bedtime.
I told you.
Oh, what was I saying? Oh my goodness. My thoughts gone. Sorry, you guys.
We were on your kids, and then I made a joke about passing the potatoes without asking anybody.
And then you were talking about getting words or pictures popping into
your head.
Okay, this is what I was going to say. A lot of people say they have spirit guides, and that there's spirit for who they turn to and who gives them the information. But Well, if I have one, I've never seen one, never met one, don't know anything. So I always thought, really, where's mine? But uh, but I do know the information comes from somewhere. And in the way I think now, I'm not saying I'm right, but okay, well, is God giving me this gift? So I always thought it came from Him. So is He putting this information, letting me see it, or letting me hear it, or letting me feel it, or um, you know, I don't know. Again, people say spirit guides. If I have one, I couldn't tell you anything about it because I never met. I don't think so. I don't think I have one.
Huh.
To where a lot of people tell me they have one. I'm like, well, that it kind of makes me mad because where's mine? Where am I getting this information from?
That would be interesting. I mean, they all say we either have a spirit guide or a guardian angel, and I think sometimes we do. We have something there that might be helpful, but not all the time.
I've never came across mine. I will tell you one of my gifts. I have actually helped the police in a murder case, and it was hard. It was very hard on me. I I don't really want to ever do it again, but I would if I was really needed that badly. Um, and I don't know where that information comes from because that's crazy. I felt I didn't know anything. I was given a picture, and it took me like 4 days to be able to actually hold the picture in my hand and hang on to it. And I felt a gunshot to the gut, and then I felt the killing shot to the head. I saw the house. I saw people that walked into the house, and I could describe them. And um, I told this stuff I couldn't have known, obviously, unless I was a real psychic medium, um, which I am. But they can't just take what I say in vain. They can't just use everything I say. But I gave them enough that they followed leads and got clues and whatever, and they actually they found people, and they're in prison to this day.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So, but again, if the spirit guide's giving me this information, I don't know it, but I'm getting it from somewhere. But
Jeez.
my best bet would be God.
I would say, yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that
So I am a big believer, in the man upstairs.
makes more sense than just some random guide. It really does. Unless he says, okay, go down. Hey, dum dum. Go, I don't say that out loud. Go down and help this one out. And did the police come to you in that case, or did you approach them with what you were sensing?
Well, actually, a friend of mine's husband's a police officer, and they knew what I could do, and so it kind of happened that way.
Okay.
Just because I knew somebody and who knew me, and it was hard. It was hard.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine because
You can ask Mike. I mean, I think I've proved to the team that I'm the real deal, right, Mike? By things I've told you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's because I'm just the opposite of Carrie. I don't possess any superpowers like that. So, I rely on all the equipment, and so I mean, when we're investigating with Carrie,
I think you
not only are we using our equipment, but then Carrie has given her input, and more times than not, things are lining up. So, I mean, I agree.
That's really, I don't know. It's just very interesting for that to happen.
It's fun, kind of sometimes. I mean, we like going to places that are, like the Hinsdale house, right? I mean, it's interesting. We get to investigate it and see what spirits show up, but we have a good time doing it too. When with your friends, and it's nice.
Yep, for sure.
Like what Mike says, a lot of cold cases out there that need mediums or psychics. But
Yes.
you know how most people are skeptical, so they're not going to just. But a lot of police departments do use psychic mediums.
I mean, I have to say the psychics that do it a lot, I have my hats are off to them because it's too hard. It's too much for me. I mean, I felt everything, and no, no,
Yeah, it seems like that would be nerve wracking because
yeah,
you would be, for you to get any information, you'd have to see that information. And
and
I
feel it. Yeah,
would,
feel
yeah.
It's got to be draining on the body.
it is. It's, but I know that some out there they do it a lot, and again, my hats are off to them because that's great that they can do it and continue to do it to help people. I just can't. I mean, I admit my limits, but I again, if I was asked, it would just depend on a lot. But I would probably do it. But luckily, I don't get asked too much to do stuff like that.
Colette said she thinks that people can go into a time lapse either into the past or future, depends on how in tune they are and if they are on the same frequencies as spirit world. If you see what I mean.
You mean like through meditation?
Uh, I don't know. She says if she thinks people can go into a time lapse either in the past or future.
I'm really
She,
not sure what that
we
is.
all we all we all are energy and cannot kill it, but it just changes form. But how would one pick up things that others can't?
How can one person pick up things that others can't? Is
No,
that what
that's my question. And to
that's your
see if
question?
that's what
But
she's coming to.
that's an easy one actually, because I think people are supposed to meant to get certain information to where others they they could be standing right beside you and you're not getting anything and they're getting everything.
Can you
So
turn it off? There's a good question. Can you turn it off?
I have heard some people. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. Can't do it. Never could do it. But I did learn how to put up boundaries. But I've never been able to just turn it off now.
Wow.
I've not been lucky enough. But again, I grew up again, in the time that you didn't talk about being a psychic medium. You didn't talk about talking to dead people, like on the Sixth Sense. I see dead people. You didn't go around saying that. So even my grandmother, when she told me I was gifted, and had the gift that runs in our family. Well, one, I didn't live near her. I only saw her every couple of years in the summer because my dad was Air Force. So we traveled. We were never living in Oklahoma, so we were overseas most of the time. But she didn't. She wouldn't talk to me about. You didn't talk
Oh,
about. It. You just didn't talk about it. So now people talk about it all the time, and so they can learn or learn how to do things. So I never had that. I never had the opportunity growing up. Now I'm too set in my ways. So yeah, I don't like change. I'm set in my ways. So I do what I do, and that's about it. So, but
she
it was,
said she'd have to write it down what she means. We work differently in the UK. Maybe I didn't explain it properly.
yeah, I that's probably it because I have no idea.
Is it hard to go to funerals, or do you just
It's
go because of your talent?
uh well it yeah it varies. It's not always the same. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed with spirits, and sometimes I'm not. Um, it's just that's a hard one, and I don't like going because I like when I go to a family members that a lot of them are buried all in the same area, and I've never been able to see my family that's passed or to talk to them, but I feel all the energy there. It's just too much, and it's just too upsetting for me. But if I go to just a funeral that someone I didn't know well, or I wasn't that close to, like a relative or a best friend, or just more of an acquaintance. Sorry, my dog went nuts. You could be at the part where they lowered the casket, and there's all those other graves around, and yeah, sometimes you pick up on those people that are passed. Yeah. Again, it just varies. It's not always hard, but I really don't care to go, but I do. When I have to go, I go because I'm going to pay my respects, but I'd rather not. I know that sounds horrible, but I would rather not.
No, it's got to be hard. I got a friend who's not psychic at all. That he doesn't want to go to anybody's funeral. He had trouble going to his own mom's. He just can't see that last episode.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
You did 2 hours, Carrie.
Yeah, I really need to get off here.
You did 2 hours. You did great.
Thank you.
I figured you would.
I didn't, because when I wrote it on my Facebook, I'm like, okay, if you guys want to watch me make a fool out of myself, I'll be on here. Because everybody knows I'm not good at stuff like this.
Well, you did fine.
But it's
Yeah,
easier
you'll have
when
to come back again.
It's easier when you're with friends, though.
Yes, it is
That's
easier.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just go on to a show that's cold and you don't know anybody, you think, well, what the hell am I going to say to these people?
Right.
But great job. I appreciated it very much.
Okay,
You did great, Carrie.
here's my question, though. How do I leave?
I'll leave you. I'll just shut it all down.
Okay.
And I appreciate Mike coming on.
Yeah.
Anytime, Paul.
You guys, I wish I asked Cheryl to come in, but she didn't come.
It helped a lot with Mike coming on. Yep. Helped me a lot.
Anytime, you guys.
Thanks
No.
for
Great to
having
see you guys. Paul, it's great to see your face again.
Yeah.
I
So-
look like a ghost. My wife.
And he shaved all that facial crap off.
Yeah, he found a razor. So
Yeah,
you're
well,
looking good.
the little girl wanted her old papa back.
There
Well,
you go.
when I saw it, I'm like, Paul, no. Give her. And he
I
did.
know.
Yay. All right, you guys.
All right.
You
You
thank
guys have a
guys,
wonderful
everybody.
night.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
it's great seeing you guys again.
Thanks,
All right,
see
everybody,
you
for
guys.
coming
Yeah.
in.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Carl, we'll get you on here some night.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.